Brian Cashman has revealed that a New York Yankees trade is imminent as the Yankees GM spoke out on what the New York Yankees will be looking for in the trade market as MLB trade season quickly approaches, with updates on multiple different New York Yankee players right now and how the Yankees plan to upgrade this roster. So guys, a lot to talk about. What's up? Welcome back to Yankees Digest. It's Chris here, and we're going to jump right into things as always. Guys, if you are part of that 79% that's not subscribed to Yankees Digest, make sure to subscribe. You guys have been killing it recently. Thank you so much for 7,000 subscribers. It means a lot, and we are going to keep going, making videos all the time. You do not want to miss out on all this great New York Yankees content. But let's jump into the video as Brian Cashman has revealed what the New York Yankees will be looking for in the trade market in this upcoming trade season. Now, trade season in baseball, it begins in June. Teams don't really make these moves. You kind of wait till after the draft, and once that MLB draft is passed, we are entering trade season hardcore. And with that draft quickly approaching, what we're seeing is a New York Yankees team that is ready to go and ready to make some moves, as despite the fact that they are first in the American League at a 32-20 record at the time of filming this. Well, here's the deal. There's areas to improve. This team is good. Obviously, they're good. They've had a lot of guys overperform what we expected, and some guys who should not be starting in their roles right now, but because of where the Yankees are at with both injuries and just roster construction, we are seeing that right now. So obviously, with all that being said, the Yankees are going to upgrade this roster and look for trades as always, and Cashman himself spoke on this in a recent interview. And what he had to say is that always pitching is what we're going to be looking for. Pitching, wherever, whether that's adding to the bullpen or the rotation, it's going to be pitching. And Gary Phillips mentioned that pitching is typically Cashman's go-to when asked about his club's needs. With the Yankees going through so much depth already this season, particularly in the rotation, it's no surprise that he provided a familiar answer. Gerrit Cole with the Tommy John surgery, Luis Gil with the lat injury, and Marcus Stroman with the knee injury are all on the IL. Gil, in the moderate portion of his throwing program, is expected to be back this summer, sometime in June. On top of that, swingman Ryan Yarbrough has done an admirable job filling that fifth spot in the Yankees rotation after Carlos Carrasco failed to seize the same opportunity earlier in the season. Yarbrough has been great for the New York Yankees for sure, but overall the pitching has not been ideal. The top of it is excellent. There's no doubt about that. But they do not have a five-man pitching rotation that is terrifying. They have a top two that's excellent, and they have one guy who's really stepped up to the plate, stepped up to the mound in a huge way for the New York Yankees recently. And obviously, you like to see it. We like to see all that. It's good for the Yankees that we're seeing some positives. But yeah, the pitching could be helpful. Now, one guy, I should say, that has been mentioned a lot is Sandy Alcantara. Now, Sandy is an interesting spot because he's having a letdown of a season, but the Marlins are not really going to sell low on Alcantara. They're going to wait till next season and sell him then if he doesn't get back to normal. But there are a lot of kind of signs that he is going to get back to the regularly scheduled programming that we know him for. The former Cy Young is definitely having a rough year, but when he gets back to full form, teams are going to look to trade for him, as Alcantara is almost guaranteed to going to be leaving the Miami Marlins. They have zero path to success right now, and because of that, it makes more sense to obviously move him and get prospects back, and he'd be sold at an incredibly high price. We know the Yankees have interest in him, but it does get difficult. They'd have to move multiple different star players, including George Lombard Jr., their top prospect, which they don't want to do. So it makes things kind of difficult to decipher what you're going to do there. And I've said it before, I'll say it again, I don't think Sandy Alcantara is going to end up getting traded to the Yankees. I could see them signing him in a few off seasons, and specifically in the 2027 offseason when he's a free agent. But where things stand right now, I do not expect the Yankees to really go for him in the trade market. I think Brian Cashman will look in other directions. Now, we look at the Yankees pitching rotation thus far into the season, and it's been good. I mean, we see that Max Fried, with a 1.29 ERA and 11 starts and with 0 losses, has been nothing short of phenomenal. A 2.8 WAR to go along with it. Max Fried is running away with the Cy Young Award in the American League. On top of that, Carlos Rodon, after a rough start, has been unbelievable for this team. He had 3 rough games to begin the season, and then since then, he's only had 1 start that's not really great. Outside of that, the man's been phenomenal. He has the most strikeouts in the American League, and you have to love what you're seeing from Rodon, who's really bounced back, and we're seeing that guy who was on the White Sox and the Giants, who was a massive threat and one of the best pitchers in baseball. We're seeing that again with Rodon. This is the man who the Yankees signed a few years ago, and we haven't seen that guy really show up yet. Now he has, and we love to see it. Maybe he grew the beard, and that's what changed everything. But regardless, you got to love what you're seeing out of Carlos Rodon. Outside of that, you got Will Warren, Clark Schmidt, and Ryan Yarbrough rounding it out right now. Stroman has not pitched in months now, and the last time he pitched was an awful appearance. Since then, not pitched yet. Ryan Yarbrough has made 3 starts. He's been solid in all 11 games that he's played, having a 3.38 ERA. On top of that, Carrasco got DFA'd at a 5.91 ERA. Clark Schmidt has not been ideal yet, but he is still working his way back from an injury, so he does have a little bit of leeway. And Will Warren's been solid. The ERA is at a 4.09, but that's because, well, he struggled to begin the season, but now he's really gotten things going, which has been huge for this New York Yankees team. In his last 4 games, he has a 2-0 record with an ERA of 2.05 and 33 strikeouts in those 4 appearances. So what we've seen is a man who's been unbelievable as well, whether it's against the Athletics, Seattle, the Mariners, Texas Rangers, or Colorado Rockies. And the Rockies was recently the worst start that he had in a game the Yankees did not win. So that was frustrating, but he still threw 7 strikeouts, had 10 against the Rangers. What we saw in a guy in Will Warren is just someone who's managed to be striking everybody out, which is a great sign for them. He's really, really coming into his own. It's taken some time, but he's getting there, and you love to see it. It's going to be huge for the Yankees going forwards because they also have Luis Hill coming back. Now, that 5th spot is not locked up at all. They could use anyone there. They could move Yarbrough more to the bullpen full time and try to trade for someone. I wouldn't be shocked if they do that. They can't trade Marcus Stroman. They're handcuffed to him, but he is going to be a free agent. Because of this injury, he's not going to get that extension added onto his next season because he's not going to hit that 150 inning benchmark, and the Yankees will prevent him from getting there as well, just because why wouldn't they? No one wants to pay that contract, so the Yankees will get out of that, which is going to be huge for them. But overall, it is good to see what you have out of this pitching, and the team, they desperately could use an upgrade at other areas as well. As Cashman also said, the Yankees will clearly look at the infield. With Oswaldo Cabrera suffering a devastating ankle injury and Jazz Chisholm Jr. out with an oblique injury, the Yankees are short a few infielders. They've needed a third baseman since acquiring Chisholm last summer. He learned the position on the fly before moving back to second base this season, and since Chisholm got hurt, DJ LeMahieu experienced at both positions has returned and looked healthy. Now, that does not necessarily mean LeMahieu has been great, but he's been good enough for the Yankees right now. And Cashman said that Chisholm feels great as he continues to progress and is expected to be back sooner than later. We'll see where we sit when we have everybody flying high, said Cashman, whose Yankees have been leaning on Oswald Peraza and York Yankees since the infield got shorthanded. The Yankees, they could also upgrade the last spot on the bench, which is being occupied by the seldom used Pablo Reyes. Side note, I have no idea why Reyes is still on the team. It makes no sense. You bring up literally anyone else, man. He's not good. He has not played well. You're just burning a spot for no reason. Move on, man. Find someone in free agency even. Find a veteran who's better. They're around. I think the Yankees need to do that. I think the Reyes experiment has gone horribly wrong, and they should cut the cord. But we'll see what happens there as well. They are clearly going to look at that infield, and we do have another update on that coming very soon in the next video, so make sure to stay tuned for that as well. So, all important stuff to note. But on top of that, we see Jazz Chisholm's had a very strange season. He was hitting home runs really, really well, but not hitting the ball well. He was only at a .181 batting average. On top of that, the OPS was a 714. OPS plus was a 102, so hitting around average, a little bit below average on the season. So, the power's there. It was about the contact. He was in a nasty slump when he went down with that injury. So we'll see what happens. He swung the bat wrong, slid into the third, and then things kind of went awry. So we'll see what happens. Chisholm will get back eventually, and they obviously are going to use him probably at second base. When it comes to LeMahieu, he feels like more of a placeholder right now at this point. I mean, he's not having the worst season, but it's clearly not the DJ LeMahieu of old, at least through these 30 at-bats that he's had, with a 233 batting average, an OPS of 636, and an OPS plus of 82. LeMahieu's a good placeholder right now, but he's not who you want starting if you're trying to win a World Series. So the Yankees will have to go about that as well. But guys, what do you think about all this stuff happening? Let me know in the comments down below. Like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Have a great day, and go Yankees.